Picture this, a dark and gritty realm where fairy tale characters known as Fables are forced to live among humans. And in the heart of it all, we've got Bigby the Big Bad Wolf turned sheriff of Fabletown. Yeah, I wouldn't have seen that coming. In the noir-style game of The Wolf Among Us, things take a wicked turn when a brutal murder rocks the Fable community. Bigby, with his keen senses, take no BS attitude, and a reputation that precedes him, jumps headfirst to investigate, and quickly finds out that this is just the tip of the iceberg. Along the way, he encounters a motley crew of characters, each with their own secrets and motives. As he digs deeper, he uncovers a web of lies, deceit, and dark forces lurking in the shadows. Some are from tales we all know and love, and some you might not know or have thought about in years. Welcome to Uncovering the Fables. We're not going to be covering the sugar-coated fairy tales of our childhoods. We're diving into the dark and twisted tales of the Brothers Grimm. Leading the series is, of course, Bigby Wolf. Bigby in his glamored form is tall and brooding with the piercing eyes and his iconic 5 o'clock shadow that gives that just rolled out of the forest vibe. In wolf form, his animalistic instincts take over, making him terrifyingly vicious. Whether wolf or human, he's got a sense of smell that can sniff a lie from a mile away, hearing so sharp he could pick up whispers in the wind, and has some serious strength, giving him the ability to throw down when he needs to. You don't want to mess with the Big Bad Wolf. But don't let his gruff exterior fool you. He just wants his community to be safe and has a striking sense of justice to carry out his mission. He works alongside Snow White, who's got a special place in his heart, with a dynamic filled with a mix of tension, trust, and a hint of romance. He's the ultimate protector who will do anything to keep the people he cares about safe. But you don't get the way Bigby is with a soft and cuddly life, and his story is a tragic one. Bigby was born centuries ago in the homeland or Fable realm and was one of 7 pups to Winter Wolf after being courted by the mighty North Wind. Although inheriting several of his father's abilities, Bigby was the runt of his litter. He remained by his mother's side for 2 seasons, but was forced back to his father's castle, leaving Winter heartbroken. Bigby was often teased by his brothers for his size, but his mother was very protective of him and loved him deeply. However, one day their mother Winter tragically died. Bigby's brothers left to search for their father after her passing, but Bigby stayed to protect her corpse from scavengers. But because of his size, he was unable to protect her body. Bigby became vengeful after her loss and vowed to eat something bigger than him each day, from small insects to humans, until he was adequately large and strong enough to confront his father. He journeyed to the Wind's castle 7 times, but lost each time, proving to be no match for his father's elemental might. Bigby accepted defeat, but buried his hatred and grief deep inside, and was later formally known as the Big Bad Wolf. As we know from our childhood stories, Bigby was a menace to the 3 little pigs and tried to eat Little Red Riding Hood, but was stopped by the woodsman who cut his belly open and filled it with stones, causing a centuries-old rivalry. In the Brothers Grimm fairy tale of Little Red Riding Hood, the story follows Little Red when her mother tells her to take a basket of goodies to her sickly grandmother who lives deep in the woods. Loving her grandmother as much as she did, she agreed with no hesitation. She was walking along the path, just minding her business, when a sneaky wolf spotted her. He slyly approached her and asked her where she was headed. Little Red innocently told the wolf about Grandma's house, but what she didn't know is that the cunning wolf had a devious plan from the start. He suggested she pick up some flowers for her grandmother, and she thought this was a great idea. So she steered off the path to gather some beautiful flowers for Granny. Meanwhile, the wolf beelined it to Grandma's where he found her alone, just like he wanted, and with no time wasted swallowed her whole. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Now with a belly full of Grandma, he decided to take on her appearance to trick Little Red. Talk about a wolf in sheep's clothing. When Little Red arrives at her grandma's house, she finds it pretty weird that the door is open, but she goes in and just knows that something is off. Her grandma was different. She started questioning her grandma, asking her why she sounded and looked weird. The wolf couldn't keep up the act though, and revealed himself while also simultaneously swallowing her whole. Now in a food coma, an axeman comes in and cuts open the wolf's stomach, where Red and Granny emerge oddly unharmed, and filled his stomach with heavy rocks. The wolf wakes up and runs out of the house, and while attempting to drink out of a well, falls in and drowns due to the rocks in his belly. Yeah. Now, back in the Wolf Among Us universe, Bigby also used to hunt armies of men and goblins in the Black Forest, and made it his mission to destroy corrupted invading forces in their camps, devour their night watchmen, and destroy their supply trains. One day, while carrying out his mission, he discovers a woman with skin white as snow and her hair black as coal. He noticed her in shackles and chains and freed her, but she wasn't as terrified of him as the others, which he enjoyed, and witnessed her draw a sword to protect herself. She didn't come to play. Bigby then ran off to continue attacking the adversary. After leaving the homelands, Bigby spent many years wandering Europe, Snow White and Scarecrow turned human companion Feathertop tracked Bigby down and promised safeguarded passage into the new community. Snow then cuts him with the lycanthropy-stained knife, granting him the ability to change into human form at will. Bigby then became sheriff of Fabletown under King Cold's administration, due to his incredibly impressive detective skills and sheer prowess. But due to his dark past, Fables are hesitant to trust him and is banned from the farm, which is a little town associated with Fabletown where Fables go when they cannot pass as human or can't afford a glamour. Bigby's goal in the game is to find out who killed Faith and left her severed head on the front steps of his apartment. This game does not shy away from adult topics like prostitution, substance use, trauma, violence, abuse, and murder. As Bigby, we must protect and gain the trust of our community and dismantle the hidden forces that keep Fabletown from thriving. Good luck!